Update. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend because she's friends with the guy she cheated with? Original post. Me, 26, and my now ex-girlfriend, 25, were together for about a year. Some weeks ago, we were hanging out with some of her friends, not the friend in question. We were playing a little quiz game, and one of the questions that popped up involved cheating. I mentioned that I hate cheaters, and after that, I noticed one of the friends give my ex-girlfriend a look, and also noticed my girlfriend got a bit uncomfortable. It was weird and got me thinking. The next day, I asked my ex-girlfriend about it. She said that she wasn't gonna lie and admitted that she cheated on her ex. This was a year before she met me. I felt upset about it because she's never mentioned it before, and I asked what happened. She mentioned that one time she got drunk and hooked up with her friend. Let's call him Ben. Ben is a former friends with benefits of hers, and they still hang out regularly. I knew that my ex-girlfriend and Ben had a history, and while I didn't like that they hung out, I just dealt with it. I was pretty upset, because not only did I found out she was a cheater, but she still hung out with a guy. I told her I needed some time to think, and after 2 days, I decided to break up with her. I didn't want to tell her that she can't be friends with Ben, and I knew I couldn't deal with her still being friends with him, so I just removed myself. So am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Not the a-hole. Familiarity breeds old habits. Meaning there's a good chance she'd cheat with him again, even if not with Opie. Well, she got caught cheating in her previous relationship. Probably just hadn't been caught yet on this one. Applaud. Love that you respected yourself enough to end it. Man, these posts are breaths of fresh air. Normally on this sub, it's people getting the short end of the stick, and it's regularly depressing. My husband cheated last year and I forgave him. Now I'm pregnant with this child and he wants to leave me for her. Am I the a-hole? With the posts on the sub, for a lot of them, I can see people falling into those situations after being manipulated and not having outsiders to call their attention to it. But what I can't for the life of me figure out is how someone doesn't type out the post and answer their own question. It is really nice to see someone pretty much already answer their own question. While OP is asking if he's an A for doing it, he already found a solution of get out, which is more than a lot of people here. Not the a-hole. She's a cheater and still in contact with the person she has betrayed a previous relationship with. She also lied about this by omission. She is not someone to be taken at her word, or even seriously. I'm gonna get downvoted for this, but it was a year before they even met. A lie by omission? Do you list every mistake you've ever done to your partners? That's some BS, mate. OP is not the a-hole, but the ex didn't do anything wrong to him specifically. He's allowed to be uncomfortable with the situation and see red flags before they occur. Because the fact is that, if she's maintaining that friendship, it's possible she might do some bad stuff if she gets wasted again. However, she didn't do anything to OP. Do you list every mistake you've ever done to your partners? Not usually, but if you're keeping what made you mess up in the first place close to you, then yes. Maybe I could have dealt with it if she wasn't friends with Ben, but she was. Nope, it didn't make her mess up. She messed up. Not the a-hole. You have the right to feel uncomfortable with her being friends with Ben. But also, it sounds like you don't trust her. That is why you needed to break up with her. I'm still friends with someone I cheated on an ex with. I have not cheated on my current partner after 14 years. Cheating has roots in not getting what you need from a partner and looking elsewhere. Not justifying, just speaking the truth. But just because a person cheats on one partner does not automatically mean they will cheat again. People can mature, learn, regret, change, and can their needs. Also, people can choose and have a better partner who gives them what they need out of a relationship. Granted, I do know there are people who are serial cheaters, but one incident is not a serial make. Cheating has roots in not getting what you need from a partner and looking elsewhere. Get out of here with that. If you're not getting what you need from a partner, then break up. I hope your current partner never fails to provide what you need. I bet the person you cheated with wouldn't mind though, specifically since you're still in touch. Now for the update. Since so many people took interest last time, I figured I'd update you all. So about a week after I posted my original post, my ex-girlfriend dropped by my place. She said that she wanted to get back together, and that it was silly of us to break up over this. I told her that I'm just not comfortable with her friendship with Ben. She said that her cheating with Ben was a mistake, but that was in the past, and she's grown. I told her that it doesn't really look like it. She goes out drinking with Ben very often, and you two were hooking up after you and your ex broke up. They were friends with benefits before and after her ex. I told her I'm just not taking a chance to be her next sucker. She then said, "What if I cut off Ben? Can we get back together then?" I was tempted for a second, to be honest. Our relationship seemed great. But I remembered some of the comments I read in my last post, and I asked her, "Have you been sleeping with Ben since we broke up?" I had never seen such a poor poker face. She stumbled her words and said no, and I just gave her a look like, "That's BS." She saw this and said, "I mean, we were broken up." I just put my hands up and said, "Nope." I then asked her to leave. She was really upset. "Have you been sleeping with Ben since we broke up?" I had never seen such a poor poker face. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the one thing that saved this poor man. If she had kept it in her pants for a couple of weeks, she'd have had him back again. Good God, some people are really their own worst enemies. I'm glad Reddit equipped and prepared him to ask that. My stupid self wouldn't even have considered it. Same, it would only occur to me much later. Damn, bruh, hope that D was worth it. Sometimes I feel like there's a certain skill or talent to being this stupid. Two guys break up with her because of this Ben guy. She completely justifies both breakups by immediately going back to sleeping with Ben guy. Then tries to patch up with the second guy to break up with her over Ben guy and her cheating, despite the fact that she already started getting the D from Ben guy again. Being that stupid takes some kind of talent. Too bad she can't convert it into a useful talent. I don't think it's stupidity, but selfishness. Ben is good in bed, but not relationship material for her. So she wants to have her cake and eat it too, using Ben when it's good for her, but also wanting someone else. Likely Ben doesn't want to be in a committed relationship with her, or they'd likely be together if she keeps going back to him. This is what my money's on. She obviously wants a relationship with someone. Ben is most likely the one who doesn't want them to date. Ben, dude, why would I date a cheater? Do you list every mistake you've ever done to your partners? God, I hate how cheating is considered a mistake. Checking out at the grocery store without grabbing the milk is a mistake. Forgetting to charge your phone before a long day is a mistake. Cheating, continuing to bang the affair partner, maintaining a friendship with the affair partner while in a new relationship, and lying by omission about all of the above until directly questioned is not a mistake. OP dodged a nuke. Once I was roasted when I said how I hate that we have the same word for buying the wrong milk and sleeping with someone who's not your partner in a relationship because both of them are a mistake, bruh. Next story. Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my husband after finding out he's been keeping some secrets behind my back? So I, 34 female, have a friend, 33 female from grade school that we reconnected as adults. And last year, 2023, became extremely close, often referring to each other as best friends. At the end of July, we got into a stupid small disagreement. And after about a week of not talking, I noticed that she blocked me in everything. I also noticed that she continued following my husband on Instagram, so I asked him to block her and he said he would. To my knowledge, I assumed that he did. Over the past few months, I had tried to get in touch with her twice. In October, I reached out to her ex-boyfriend that she lived with and asked him to pass on a message that I missed her. Towards the end of November, I sent her a Christmas card and just wrote something simple like, "I miss you and I'm here when you're ready to talk." Last night, I decided I was going to try to talk to her from my husband's 35 male Instagram account. Ask him to sign in on my phone. He seemed apprehensive about this and was making me very suspicious that maybe there was something on his Instagram he didn't want me to see. Next thing I know, he's confessing that he's talked to her in the recent past about me and her. Trying to translate what in the actual heck that means. These are the things that he's told me. 1. He reached out to her shortly after he found out that she blocked me and everything. 2. He went to her for relationship advice. 3. She told him secrets that I told her in confidence. 4. They've spoken more than once because she reached out to him after she received my card in the mail. Here are the things that are taking me off beyond belief and making me consider divorce. Neither of them have my best interest at heart. That's blatantly clear. Obviously, I would expect this over a friend who blocked me literally over nothing, but not my husband. My husband supposedly went to her for relationship advice when he was clearly fishing for dirt on things that I was possibly doing / saying behind his back. I feel like an absolute moron thinking that I could repair my friendship with her all these months. And all along, he's known that she has no interest in being friends anymore. And he just let me feel that way. My husband has been accusing me of things over the last few months. Things that she told him and lying to me about how he got the information. He just believed everything she said and ran with it. I feel like I'm in freaking high school. The worst part is that my husband thinks he did nothing wrong and that he was just going to a friend for advice. Believe me, if he found out I was secretly speaking to any of his friends behind his back for months, he'd be long gone, but he expects me to just forgive him. Little background on my husband and myself. We've been together 17 years, married for almost 12, and we've had a lot of ups and downs, mostly in the first half of our relationship. We haven't had any serious problems in about 8 years. Now for the top comments before the mini update. Not the a-hole. My blood boils just reading this. I also have an ex-BFF of 15 or so years that I bared my soul to. I would have lost my freaking mind if I found out that my husband was chatting her up, and I would have lost it on her for telling my secrets. I mean, unless you royally screwed her over and deserved it, then she should have some freaking integrity. What a trash heap. As for him, what kind of an a-hole goes to your ex-BFF and starts talking about you? He didn't want advice. He wanted someone to dogpile on you and talk crap with. As for divorce, you do what you need to do, but I'd wait a bit until you're calmer before you decide for sure. That's a lot of good years to throw away. 100% agree with you. There was absolutely no reason he needed to talk to her other than to fish for dirt. Even threw in a few "have you heard from her yet" over the past few months. I feel like a freaking idiot. Zero loyalty. Your husband's initial apprehension handing over his phone spoke volumes. Not the a-hole. Emotional affair at best, physical affair at worst. He's broken your trust. Wonder if her boyfriend knows she's been secretly talking to your husband like this. This sounds like an emotional affair. I'm sorry. Not the a-hole. Agreed. Reaching out for relationship advice is a common ploy cheaters use to lay the groundwork. Or to excuse it later. I was just seeing that hooker to get tips to spice up our marriage. You saw me with your best friend because I was asking her what to get you for your birthday. I did it all for you, baby. Now for the mini update. So apparently everyone on here is completely correct, and I'm just a freaking idiot. He just got home with flowers and basically admitted to me that they were having an emotional affair. He couldn't tell me how many times they spoke behind my back, and I pressed for more info. Apparently, they've spoken plenty of times, exchanged flirtatious messages as well as selfies. I feel completely empty and I don't know what to do right now. He keeps pushing me to talk and I just need space right now. He's not the type to give it to me, but we will see. Last story. Am I the a-hole for forcing my husband to sleep outside in the cold? I'm in complete shock at the moment. My hands are shaking even writing this. I'm on a burner due to the nature of this post. I don't want anyone close to me knowing yet as it's still fresh. I found out my husband of 11 years has been living a double life and has been doing something so disgusting, I can't even fathom how this was getting past me in my own household. I feel so ashamed and so embarrassed. My husband is a truck driver, and more times than not, he'll be out trucking for months at a time. It doesn't have to be, but he reassures me, telling me that it'll help make us more money. I thought nothing of it until recently. I feel so stupid because I didn't put two and two together that he's been making the same amount of money since he first started trucking. He wasn't out months at a time back then. He hasn't made more money. So where's that extra time went to? Well, I found out from a friend of his who revealed to me that he's not only been cheating on me with several hookers, but he's been running around and having an affair with his friend's daughter. He's been letting her stay in his truck. I have no clue how old she is because the guy was steaming over the phone that I didn't even get a chance to ask about her age. He came home last night and I couldn't even look at him. I was disgusted. I made him pack his stuff and told him to leave. He's been calling and texting nonstop saying he's out in the freezing cold in his truck and he doesn't want to get a hotel because of her. All morning he's been banging at the door and a part of me feels bad because of the weather. I just don't know if I want to let him in. The other part of me just wants to leave him to the wolves and the elements. He keeps saying he wants to be at home because he works hard, he's cold, and he wants to explain. I just feel like there is nothing to explain though. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out right now. I feel so betrayed. My life is falling apart before my eyes. Words cannot describe the pain I feel. And I know what he did is so wrong, but am I wrong to not let him stay here until I figure out what I'm going to do about him? I'm just worried because we both have ownership of the house, so I don't know if I'm even allowed to keep him out. Am I wrong to make him stay outside? Any advice is so appreciated. Not the a-hole. He's good at finding other places to sleep. What's one more night? Damn, that's good. OP, I apologize for the unsolicited advice, but I'm writing this because I know how hard it is to think clearly when in distress. 1. Go to the bank and get as much cash out of your joint accounts as you can today. 2. Find out the age of the daughter's friend. If she's underage, report this to the police. 3. Go to a lawyer and discuss your options. 4. Schedule a doctor's appointment and get a full workup. 5. Put a fraud alert on your credit report so nothing can go through without your approval. Not the a-hole. He can get a hotel room, but I'd skip town if I were him because his friend sounds really angry. Though that would be a way to make your husband leave. Call his friend and tell him where he can find your husband. Then let your husband know he's on the way over. More like ex-friend. He'll probably start loading his shotgun when he finds out where OP's husband is. Not a-hole. They always want to explain after they're caught. I would love to hear his explanation. You take care of yourself. If he is cold, he can start his damn truck and turn on the heat. Then he can start driving and not stop until he is far, far away from you. I would love to hear his explanation. Many times when someone cheats and they explain themselves, you can see the canned comments. You weren't doing this, I needed this. Something, while impossible, could have a very small kernel of delusional truth. What is this guy going to say? I was lonely? Seriously, you can get a trucking job closer to home. They do exist, and the guy definitely has the experience. What he did is beyond gross and disgusting.